Hello and welcome to Horror and Monster Collectibles, where today we are going to be digging out some collectibles that I've had for a while and I just have never reviewed. This is obviously the quarter scale Sideshow Collectibles Freddy Krueger. This is the exclusive version, and this is a release that they put out many years ago. I feel like it was maybe 2012 or something like that. I'm not for sure, but it's been a while. And this is just an absolutely killer piece. Jeff Yeager did an amazing sculpt on Freddy, and it's probably my favorite collectible of Freddy that I own. I love the pose, I love everything about it. The only thing about this is that you really don't need the exclusive version. To me, really, like the skull isn't what I'm going to display it with. I feel like him holding the doll should have been the exclusive, and the skull should have been the standard. But they made 400 of the exclusive, and I think like 1250 of the standard edition. They're still out there to be found in the secondary market. I would hold out for a good deal on them. A lot of eBay sellers I've seen the prices on these things, and they're just insane. It's a kick-ass statue, but I wouldn't overpay for it. So let's go ahead and spin it around and take a closer look. All right, let's first go ahead and we're going to swap out the exclusive, which is pretty tight. This is not a magnet feature, this is pegs. But let's go ahead and look at the paintwork on this, which this looks great. The sculpt is phenomenal, and I really like all of the details on here. I just don't like Freddy posed this way. Seems weird that he's holding the skull. So let's go ahead and look at what it comes standard with. And here is the doll. Which to me looks much better. I love how he's gripping the hair of the doll. And the paintwork on here looks really good. We'll go ahead and look at the detail work on his hand. I have the ECC 1/3 Freddy, and I really dislike the sculpt on it a lot. I love the base. The base is phenomenal, but what I think I'll end up doing is modifying him to fit on the base of the ECC, because I think that would make the best Freddy statue ever. And that just looks amazing. I love Freddy's stance. That's the way he should be portrayed. And I mean, again, like just the way the face details are, you can definitely see Robert in there, and the piece is just amazing. I know I keep on saying that, but it really is. My biggest gripe about this piece is the way that they laid out the material for the sweater when they were cutting it. They kept it horizontal, which is weird because the sweater should be going up in this direction. And they have an extra green stripe on this side, not here. So these lines shouldn't be horizontal with the statue. It should be going up in this direction, which makes it look kind of weird. Go ahead and take a look at the bottom part. This glove, this infamous glove. And again, I just really like this. Now the base is super cool because they have an LED on the base. So we'll go ahead and light that up. There's a button on the back of here which lights them up, and we will turn off some studio lights to kind of, you can get an idea how bright it is. So here you go, a shot of the base lit up. And no, it's not super bright, but it is a super cool effect. While we're focusing on the base, let's go ahead and take a look at the details around the base. And I love the work on here. It is not as nice of a base as their latest Freddy premium format, but the statue itself of Freddy is much better. In fact, let's go ahead and compare the two. Alright, here are the two Freddys together. Now obviously the new one is taller, but that's because of the base. Pretty much they're about the same height as far as Freddy himself. But this face sculpt is just so much better than this one. I do kind of like the more worn sweater, but honestly, the pose and the face sculpt for the new one just kills it for me. And honestly, I think I'm going to sell this and just keep the old school one. And it's a shame too, because the base on the new one is so freaking rad. But I don't think that I could adapt him over to that base. But I do think that I could put this old school Freddy on the ECC base. And just to see how he might look, I went ahead and stuck Freddy on the ECC base. And I think that this would look really, really freaking cool together. Especially with him holding the doll out over the infinity hell. Which, come on, that base is just freaking fabulous. But that makes for a kick-ass statue. And lastly, I wanted to add that, because I forgot to mention, that he also comes with this art print, which I wish that Sideshow would get back to doing, at least with exclusives. I really like this print, and it makes the pose where he's holding the skull look really, really cool, actually. Alright guys, that's about all there is to go over on this Freddy. And for obvious reasons, through time, this has turned into somewhat of a grail piece for a lot of collectors. And I have to agree, it is again my favorite Freddy out there. I love the sculpt, and I just love the pose and pretty much everything about it. Again, my biggest nitpick is the sweater. I wish they had laid out the fabric in a different way before they cut it and stitched it together, because it just looks odd. And I will leave you guys with some studio shots of him. He photographs really well. He just overall looks kick-ass. As always, feel free to leave any questions or comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. And feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.